Omar Rodriguez-Lopez, and I play Orange amps.
Like one of those tilt back things.
I think the first time I saw it was in a picture I saw of the MC5 playing, you know, and it was early on when we were at the drive-in, and yeah, it just caught my attention right away, and then I started noticing it more and more, like in Black Sabbath photos, and I noticed it was everywhere. You know? Once I started playing it and playing the different Orange amps, I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt it was that thing I had been looking for that I couldn't find in other amps, you know. It sounded like I know it sounds dumb, but just the only way I can describe it is like it sounded like a real amp to me. Like everything else felt like it was missing something, you know, and then I played an Orange and it was more about trying to tame it, you know, than trying to get that thing that's missing, you know. So it was like sculpting it and taming it and you know, getting it to be the sound I was looking for, and it's never let me down since, you know, and few things can compare. Yeah, so I just play the simple combo amp, you know, the Rockerverb 50 now. This is what works best for me. Before I had the you know, the full stack. In fact, at one time I think I was playing 2 stacks, you know. When I first started using Orange, it was actually a very rare thing. It was an Orange PA head. You kiss my brown eye, almost a shelby man. Bosnian Rainbows is a collective of artists, you know. It's for 4 people. Overall, as you can see, the drummer is playing keyboards and melodies, and everybody's writing and everybody's contributing to every aspect of the band. And so I think that the main thing for us is having everything be elemental, you know, and sort of like the great groups that were really simple 4 pieces, you know. Simplicity, I guess, is the thing that we're looking for, and finding the right notes, and if those right notes are only 3 notes, and that's what it is. Guitar is a side note. Guitar is just guitar is like my lucky rock, or like a genie in a bottle. Guitar is what's allowed me to make a living off of creativity and inventing things, you know. But I consider my #1 creative tool just my imagination, you know. So it's like if there wasn't a guitar, then I'd find something else, and if it was only literally a rock, then it would be that rock. My biggest influence for playing guitar, I've always said since the beginning, was Eddie Palmieri and Larry Harlow and Papo Luca, you know, these incredible salsa piano players that I grew up with, you know. And like I said, I like playing piano, but I'm not as good as my brother, for example, who it just comes naturally to him. So I found very early on that I could sort of play those same that same song or the guaguancó and all these things. I could play them on the guitar, you know, and on the bass originally, actually, but you know, on stringed instruments. And so like that sort of paved the way for me. Sutter turned me on to Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd, you know, and our friend Julio turned us on to King Crimson and Gang of Four and things like this. Then I was able to like directly then start looking at whatever, you know, like what guitar they were playing, or you know, what kind of amps they were using, like we were talking about. And so that definitely came later on, once I had established sort of a personal relationship with the guitar, you know. Crumbling and shattering is deep. You call your lover's name in your black sleep. I'll start with the most essential thing for me is the Boss tuner pedal, because without that I wouldn't be able to play. You know, it's real it's almost like your senses are distorted when you're on stage. On stage, I cannot tune a guitar to save my life. So if I didn't have that thing, you know, it would just be, it would really be out there music. And you know, the line 6, I'm using basically just the looper sample, the sampling function on it. I've used it since it came out. I remember going to Guitar Center and they had them in stacks, so they couldn't give them away, and I was drawn to it right away, and we had just started recording Relationship of Command. So I grabbed that and that made it onto the record right away, making loops and live loops and being able to flip them backwards and speed them up, and sort of just, it's a real nice creative tool for being in the moment. The Impress Super Delay, this company from Canada, is, you know, hands down the best delay pedal that I've used, just because, again, how versatile it is, you know, and it sounds great. It's not, you know, it's not completely analog, but it's not an issue. It sounds so great. Blackout effects, phaser, the strongest one I have in my collection, I guess. Besides maybe the Maestro, the older ones, but I won't bring that on tour. This Catalina Bread tremolo pedal is really great. Again, it's really versatile. I've been trying to narrow down my pedals, you know, for years I toured with something 3 times its size, and it just got excessive, and now, just like the music, I'm, you know, less is more, and trying to, you know, make it be simple and decide what I really want. The Holy Grail, I use that because as much as I'd love to use the reverb on the amp, which I was doing for a while, it's a lot to walk back and forth and turn it up and down. For a while I liked that. I liked the challenge of it, you know, but now that there's some things that I just need to be able to do it quickly and just stay over on this side. The DD5 I've used ever since it came out. I remember Jeremy and I went to the store and put our money together and shared one, and Cedric and I used it on everything, you know, drums, vocals, just everything we could, and I think it'll always be there. This is a great thing. This Earthquake Device is another great company, one of my favorite companies. Probably they'll fill that space also. But this Rainbow machine, it's like sort of like a pitch shifting sort of effect, but it has, I can't even say it's that because it has its own thing. You'd have to hear it. Empress again, their fuzz pedal is really great. And then this Boss Slicer is pretty cool. A lot of weird patterns, and just cool. It can make the guitar really sound like a keyboard. It arpeggiates the guitar, kind of, is what it does.